does it all come from? Where the words come from? So many years ago, I met this odd little Asian girl at a party, and we danced together. And that was Toni Santos, and it was so much fun meeting her. We had so much fun dancing back then. And later on, I introduced her to Bill Shively. And Tony's going to give us a few words. There was a group called the BMT. Tony will tell us who BMT stood for. Tony introduced me to whiskey. Well, actually,
Tony. Okay, I couldn't do anything on the stage without this guy right here saying, "You're gonna open for me now?" So he just said the most terrifying and exhilarating things to me every time was, "Okay, you're gonna start." Okay, so I'm gonna start a little bit, and then I'm gonna talk a little, because I do better on ad-lib, which used to drive Bill insane. And Martin would just go with it, like, all right, you know. And I'd just go, okay, I like this microphone thing. So then, then Bill would start, it's my turn. It's my turn. It's like, okay. So I'd like, okay. And then I come in again, he'd go, he'd get louder and louder to the point, because I was laughing. But, so this is how I would usually start, because it was always, I'd change it every time. You go to a restaurant and everybody knows what they're getting, and I'm gonna have a soup. Okay, Joe, you're gonna have a soup. So I make everybody else go around and do their thing, and then what are you gonna do? I'll have spaghetti, at the last moment. So see, and he's saying, okay, it's time. So I usually start out with things like notes that I could sing, like within 5 notes. And I would do those over and over and over until I'd come up with something creative that would match the words of the words that he would write. So I'd start out with something like, and this is when the thunder starts. And Bill would come out and go, chugga-chugga, ooh, chugga-chugga, chugga-chugga, ooh. Okay. And then he would, explode. And the audience would be like, oh crap, he's doing it again. I miss the first time when I first heard that he was gone. I could only think of his voice. Like the voice when we would do our performances and then we would die off, and I went to Boston and I get a phone call. This is somebody who Bill loved to perform. There are people who have talent, people who sing, people who write poetry, but he loved to perform, and I didn't really know what that was. I was pretty naive, and he would just push me. Charlie would say, you could do it, and I'm like, And he would just say, just do it. And I had no choice. I was like, there's people, there's microphones, there's all these people. They pay me money, you know, like 50 cents. But, you know, and we didn't get any. We got a bottle. That would be our payment. It would be, yay! So he taught me the love of performing, and I would have never have sung if it wasn't for Shively. I would have just gone away because I was too shy. But I want to, in closing with my time, I want to tell you of a fun little story that I went to Boston, I was going to architecture school, and I said, that's it, I'm never going to sing again. This is it. I'm going to be serious. And I get this phone call, I get letters and poems and stuff from Shively, but one time I got this call, Tom, I'm going to be in New York Thursday. And I said, really? You know, I'm poor. I'm not going to get to New York. He goes, you're going to fly down there. I figured it out. You're just going to fly down there. You're going to come to this address and you have to be there. So just get there before dark. I went, okay. He said, click. So I'm like, okay. So I, fly down there. I get in a cab. I go to the village and I say, okay, this is it. The cab drops me off. I ring the doorbell. Nothing happens. And it's just vibrating. I open the door, and I'm climbing. It's just vibrating. The house is just like rocking, and I'm like going up and up and up. This walk up like 5 times, and then I knock on the door, nothing. I mean, why am I knocking on the door? So I open the door, and it's just all these poets, these jazz people, and it's like wild, crazy, strung out drugs. I'm like, oh my God. And then I hear somebody go, hey, there's the girl. And so I get a Budweiser in this hand, a microphone in this hand, and the saxophone. It wasn't Monhart. What am I going to do? It's not Monhart. And it's this guy playing the saxophone. And then I hear this voice from another microphone in another room, and it's Shively. And he's like, I don't want anything else. And I'm like, okay, I better do something here because everybody's looking. And so I'm like, I don't want anything else. And we just rocked it for like 4 a.m. Just rocked it. So it was kind of like one of those moments I will never forget. And it was one of the biggest gifts that he gave me was, hey, Tom, you're going to open for me. So, that's it.